Hello everyone and welcome back to SpartanGaming plays Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. I guess this would be part 3. Hopefully the last part, but something tells me that it may not be. So, we're on our way to get Toby. And, but before that, we'll, we'll go and get Toby, then we'll ask the questions. Because we're going to have to talk to all these people anyway. I guess we'll search the archives as well while we're there, because we need to do these. Feels like I'm missing something. I guess we'll find out. So we all know what Watson's looking at. You keep that hand where I can see it, Watson. I don't want you grabbing your junk where you're staring at Danny. It's Danny Nutcracker. Danny boy! Why is she just standing there? I mean, I guess we could be happy that she's not naked.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
Not that I would complain. Hey, you giant pervert, Watson. Let me have a look. Don't need the nicest table, so we need to come here. A list of exotic stolen plants. So, what are we looking at here? I think encyclopedias. Botany. Exotic plants. These plants have a certain toxicity in common or more less variables. I'm not reading all of them. They're all Latin names that would make me really... Look, it says kind of Cancorcus. Cracocus? What a stupid name. Florum diabolica. Like it says bollocks. What a bloody weird names. Only the first 3 can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florum diabolica. But only under very specific conditions. This plant should react to the process of aggression, against which it will issue deadly spores.
Here it is.
You know what you could be using here is a computer if you had one. You wouldn't need all these bloody encyclopedias and all this research stuff. So we need to find the symbol. Search. Mark the symbol. The Divine Syndicate. There it is. The members of the Syndicate worship 𝘨𝘨𝘮𝘮𝘪𝘳, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world. So generous donations are appreciated. Wow. What an odd thing. 𝘨𝘨𝘮𝘮. It sounds like something from bloody Warcraft. 𝘨𝘨𝘮 the God King. How dare you take my title, son of a bitch. They strive to obtain spiritual peace. Very Buddhist, isn't it? And they're like, oh yeah, we accept donations. Oh, odd.
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
Okay. And we're also looking for a case in newspapers. 89. Scandal. The Divine Syndicate Club follows the God King 𝘨𝘨𝘮 situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carlton Road. Or Carlton? Protectors of plants and more particularly trees are currently the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial malfeasance. Something. I can't read that word. It may be that the investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inspection, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organization, which is given it as its goal the defense and protection of nature, and which incorporates many persons of influential... it has persons of influence, including political representatives of opposed parties. So it's a cult. A cult that uses itself to protect the plants and trees. So they were basically just hippies. Wow.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Oh, they took the sisters. We already know that. And we'll go back to... We can go to the Devant Syndicate, but we'll go to Kew Gardens first.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
Woof, woof. Go. Nobody's bothered. Dog's just walking around. Where's my take a shit button? That should be definitely what I want to do, right in front of Martin Hamish. It's fertilizer. You're welcome. Could be. This is very weird what you find. Like.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
Like, why would they hide this bottle here?
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes, a tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
That's clearly evidence of something. So why would they bury it?
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
And that's all you do with Toby? Right, you don't use them anymore. It's gone now. Shame, really. They should incorporate. I mean, I like the Toby section in the other game, where we went through the warehouse and they opened the doors and stuff. That was cool.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
Because he's got money, and Albert's dad has kicked her to the curb. Why would he treat his son like that? It's so weird.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
He needs his money, you stupid fool. Get out.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Photo of that. I didn't take this from your personal locker that I had no reason to go in.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. so it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Well, honestly, if he's paying for it, then he kind of is the master of the thrower. Without his money, this garden wouldn't exist, would it? I don't know how this garden's going to run now that that Montague's dead. Albert clearly doesn't want to be in this type of area, so I can't see him like using his family's money to keep it going. And if this guy does become the master, yeah, I can't see this place being open for very long. It's not going to have any money. How weird.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
Sherlock doesn't joke.
Ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
That guy really likes to shit talk, doesn't he?
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
You've got to love Sherlock when he's like, yeah, clearly wants to slap this guy in the face. Brilliant. Keep talking. Where's Albert? There he is. Doing, dude? Just staring at that wall. Looking for his contact. Dropped it on the floor. The Divine Syndicate.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
This one. Albert's hopes.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct.
I didn't go through your things.
My father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
I mean, technically, there's nothing stopping him now. But I guess he has this sense of, like, he has to follow his dad's footsteps now because out of a sense of, not respect, but, you know what I mean? His dad wasn't a nice person, was he, really? Forcing his kid to do what he wants. It's definitely not. I wonder how... You never meet his ma, so... I wonder how that works. Let's talk to this stuck-up pretend lady. Yes, hello. Can I help you?
The Divine Syndicate.
Stupid name.
Anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Yes, pretty name.
Thank you, miss.
Okay, now. Could I implored someone to do a better bloody voice? Fucking Jesus. Who's... Can do the chemical flask, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to... Yeah.
If I go there, Toby will wait for me in the cab.
Well, you do that then.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Guy looks like he's standing on a bloody crop circle. How very Japanese. We've got a, is it a Torii gate? Oh. Guessing the guy's feng shuiing the shit out of it, but it looks like he's standing on a crop circle. It's like he's going to be beamed up to fucking just alien spaceship to be probed. I wonder if this guy's gonna have that that generic racist Asian voice that a lot of people have in these types of games. You know, where it's just some dude putting on an accent. If you've ever watched like really old 70s, early 80s, like Chinese like martial arts movies, you know, when they dub them, and they dub them with someone doing this awful, just disgusting accent. Let's hope he doesn't sound like that. I don't remember. I don't know why he sounded because I skipped all of his.
My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself, I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Yeah, that guy's definitely not of the Asian persuasion. Why didn't you just get a voice actor? I don't get it. Why did they do that? Is it cheaper not to? It's bad enough when you hear like you playing like games that have like Russian bad guys and or something like that, and they're just like generic dude putting on a Russian accent, and it's normally stuff like Steve Bloom or something. I played a game called Singularity recently. God, that's an old game, isn't it? I should record that. That was a fucking brilliant game. The first-person shooter. So I got a lot to do with time travel and stuff. And yeah, the Russian accents in them is the main bad guy. I'm pretty sure it's Steve Bloom. You know, the guy who does like Wolverine and shit. Yeah, it's just so corny, and it's just yeah. Guess in theory, it's just a lot of fun, isn't it? It's just cringy. Guy's got like Yakuza tats on his he's probably got like a big dragon on his back or something.
We visited Kew Gardens and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation. We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it, yes.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Tree one. That's the only.
God King.
Only the name there.
𝘨𝘮𝘮, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Oh,
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
interesting. Oh, we're in a cult now. Nice.
A fragment of a flower pot.
Okay, there you go. Why would they hide these here? Like, this is evidence.
The Kew Gardens symbol.
It's so stupid. Hopefully nobody finds them there. Come on, mate. You're in a cult. At least be a bit smarter. Ask them about them. Can I ask them about the parts? I can't remember. Oh,
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
that's that shit Yoda, doesn't he? Wait a minute. This one?
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Dump.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his greenfly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Well, we ought to know that somebody burnt flowers in the back. Oh. Is that tree one?
This must be 𝘨𝘮𝘮𝘮, the divine syndicate's god.
Somebody carved that, or is it just like randomly met? No, that's definitely carved. As if these people, these are definitely on drugs.
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Yeah, this is definitely a fucking drug den. Oh, drugs table.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
Opium, isn't it? No. What did they have? Cocaine in the in these days?
It is rather delicious.
Oh.
And of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Holmes is just sitting there eating it. So this is basically just an opium den.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
That guy not going to get arsy with me? No? Okay then. Wow. Don't mind me, I'm just picking this lock. All for the God King. Oh God. Not that one. Go back, you bastard. This one. I think that's right. It looks right. And then just this one. Not going to be that. There's always a little pause before it actually completes. Always makes me think that I've done it wrong.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
See? Opium den. It's a cult of drug peddling assholes.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Wow. So they're making basically cocaine or sap.
This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
Okay. Can't do anything there at the moment, so we'll come over here. Oh.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Yoink. You just put them in his pocket. Brilliant. You can check out all these plants, but they don't... There's no point. What we need is here.
These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
It's just put them in his pocket, as you do. He's just walking around with 3, like, deadly plants in his pants. I don't think you can do anything with these plants in here.
A tropical plant.
No. Yeah. I mean, I'll skim through them because just in case the game expects me to.
A tropical.
Oh, tropical plant. Yeah. Nothing interesting.
A tropical.
As you can see, it's basically just says the same thing over and over again. Yeah. I think we can we leave now? See, we need something in here, but you can't get it until the game tells you need it, which is this here. As you can see, you can't pick it up. I think you need it for your for this experiment. So we'll go back to Baker Street. What's he doing?
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
Why is he winding the bobbin up? Watson. I just realised that I might not need to do that. I completely forgot about all these things we've been doing. Off, I don't want you. There you go. Need that one. New director. Okay, so Albert's motive. Albert had a motive to kill his father. Montague Dunn. Dunn had thwarted Albert's dream of joining the Royal Navy. By killing his father, Albert could have revenge and eventually succeed in his father's place as the director of the Kew Gardens. How would that be a motive? He clearly doesn't want to be the director of the Kew Gardens. Why would you kill his dad just to then become the director of the Kew Gardens? That's pointless. Okay. It's weird. Theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole exotic plants from the last expedition of the Kew Gardens. Okay. Sex stole everything. The Devon Syndicate stole all the plants from the expedition, including the deadly species. They could have used them in order to murder Montague Dunn. Or partial theft, which is the Devon Syndicate stole all but the deadly plants, which we know they stole partial. We know they stole partial because there is burnt plants in the fire, which as with the door handle and everything else that was removed and cleaned up. For some reason, they thought, let's just burn it outside, and then not worry about the evidence. And this one, Hamish's motive. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, who had taken all the credit for their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew he would not be possible without with Dunn still alive. I mean, I don't know how many of you kind of already know who the murderer is, and it's quite obvious, isn't it? That's why these missions, they don't feel like they're written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, because they're too obvious. From the lot of the short stories I've read of Sherlock Holmes, I've not read many, but I've read a few. They're not obvious. Like, as soon as you meet certain people in these games, you instantly know that, yeah, you're the killer. It's too on the nose.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
So, pipette. It's a lot of liquid.
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
As if he drank it. Crazy man. Oh.
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you.
These are all very simple. It's like they've removed all like the really difficult puzzles and stuff in this game. It's just like, do this, you know, drop a pipette, drop it in here, and it's just like, there's no like matching colors or whatever like there was in the last game.
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Oh. Suspicious ingredients. Set up an experiment. Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory and the caterpillars to perform an experiment with the deadly plants. So the alkaloid is that jar we saw in this Divine Syndicate. This is where I got stuck. I got to this point and I was like, where the hell is this like fertilizer it talks about? Yeah, and I didn't realize that you needed to go back. Yeah, I didn't realize I needed to come all the way back here. Like, I guess it makes sense. Like, there are some games where you can pick up stuff before you need them, and then you'll have them in your inventory for like 10 hours. You know, and you think, oh, I picked up that like at the start of the game. But yeah, you don't know you need this until you need it.
Substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
Came all the way just to get that. It's like a bloody waste of time, doesn't it? We're in all that way.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
Now, I know exactly what to do here, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. You need to swap the places for these two. You need to add some alkaloid to this weird looking plant where it opens itself up. And then when it's open up, you put some caterpillars. should be it.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary.
Hang on. Easy.
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
It should be deadly precision. But basically, you can. These are Hamish's, these are Albert's, and these are Margaret's. We'll get to that in a second because I'm going to cut the video again here. I kind of want to go to. We're not right at the end, but we're near the end. But if I go on anymore, it's going to be like another 15 minutes, and yeah, it's going to be a bit too long. So yeah, we'll pause here, and then the next video will definitely be the end. We're almost there, just a bit more to do. So yeah, I'll make my way back to the Kew Gardens, and I'll meet you there in the next video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, peeps. Yeah, stay safe and all that bollocks. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.